At some point in your life, have you come across people you don't know asking for your help? In this video, you will see a slightly unusual story and quite a learning experience. Stay with us and learn more. Life lesson: three brothers from the same mother and father lived in a very poor city. They didn't have much money. Their family was poor and humble, but they had a grape tree that was theirs and from which they made their living. They took care of him day and night, always taking turns with each other. One day God saw this attitude and decided it was time to change their lives. He sent an angel down from heaven with well-worn and old clothes, dressed as a beggar, to visit each of the brothers. The angel went to the young man who was taking care of the grape tree that day and said, "Young man, would you have something to eat? Please, I'm hungry." The young man picked some grapes from the branches of the tree and gave them to the poor resident of street, who left the place very satisfied. The next day, the angel, still disguised as a beggar, introduced himself to the second brother who was on his shift and said, "I'm a very poor boy, and today I have nothing to put in my belly. Could you help me?" The second brother gathered 4 huge bunches from the tree and handed it to the homeless man, saying, somewhat embarrassed, "That's all I have to offer you, my dear friend." The homeless man in turn replied, "That's enough, very much. Thank you, boy, and may God reward you." Now it was the turn of the last brother, who, like the others, generously offered support to the angel disguised as a homeless person. God, when observing this whole situation, said, "I see that these poor brothers are good and should be rewarded." He sent the angel to earth in the full light of dawn. While the 3 brothers slept in a humble bed, the angel woke them up, pointing to the horizon where the sun rose between the high mountains. The brothers saw the figure of the enlightened one sent by God, and, surprised, they knelt down, saying that they were not worthy of him. The angel replied, "Yes, you are worthy, because you are good at heart. Follow me." The 3 brothers followed the angel to a forest, where they stopped before a spring of crystal clear waters. The servant of the Lord said to his older brother, "God wants to grant you a present. Tell me what your desire is yours now." After a while, they followed the path and stopped where many chickens were eating the worms from the ground. The angel asked the middle brother, "What is your wish?" The middle brother replied, "I would like all these chickens turned into cows, and I could make cheese and sell them again." The angel pointed and turned all the chickens into fat cows with lots of milk, saying, "Now these cows belong to you." They continued along the path, and the angel asked the last brother, "Which one is yours? I wish. Tell me, and it will be granted to you." The third brother said, "I would like to marry a genuine woman. There are only 3 genuinely Christian women in the world." The angel clarified, 2 of them are married, and the hand of the third, who is the king's daughter, has already been asked for by 5 princes. But come with me, and we will see what we can do in this case. The angel led the young man into the presence of the king, that his friend wishes to have won. He asked in surprise the king, "Majesty, I ask that you grant me the hand of your noble daughter." He said, embarrassed, "That young man is crazy. Your pretension is absurd. Today my daughter must choose between the 5 rich princes who are courting her. You are just a poor young man, and you cannot aspire to such a thing. Great king, let God give you direction and enlighten your daughter to make her choice." The angel God intervened. How could this be so? The king asked in this way all the young suitors for the princess, including this poor boy. "You must plant an apple tree in the royal garden. The apple tree that will produce fruit tomorrow will reveal to us the Lord's will about who your beautiful daughter should marry." "I very well accept the proposal," the king exclaimed the next day. "Mayra, planted by the humble young man, full of beautiful and delicious apples, while those of others were not at all good. The king had no choice but to give in to the divine will and gave his daughter's hand to the poor young man. After the wedding, the angel took the newly married to the forest and told them, "You are simple and good, and wealth does not interest you." Found in the tranquility of this forest a Christian home, saying this, the angel left that place. 2 years later, the good God wanted to test again the virtue of the 3 brothers by older brother, who had prospered greatly with his wine industry and was now very rich. The angel, dressed as a homeless man, appeared and said, "Good man, would you give me a jar of wine, please? A jug of wine? No way. If I were generous with everyone who asked me for wine, I would end up in poverty." The older brother mocked. The angel made a sign, and from that fountain that flowed liters and liters of wine